After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West.
C'est fort un peu, non?
This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
That cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Approaching release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Dis donc. Si j'ai tout changé.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Normalement c'est bon, hein. C'est bon? Ok. Je sais pas, ça s'est pas actualisé, je crois.
External temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
C'est du cloud.
This is one for the history books. The world's first halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
Pardon.
Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Waouh! Ah, tirez bien, je peux te présenter un gars, il s'appelle Léon, et il s'accroche sous les trains, si tu veux. Vous entendriez bien, je pense. Le gars, il a cru que c'était un concours de natation, quoi.
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission?
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin to orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why do you want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid?
Call it
Bah, y a
a
pas Luco.
crisis of conscience.
And for that, he
Bonjour.
left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its
Comprends rien, Afro, je
IRBMs
comprends
from
rien.
Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my side. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
C'est le petit c'est pas sorcier du
Yes.
midi, tu sais.
He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Selino-Yarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting
C'est celui-là où il y a la jungle.
a weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Dans 5 minutes, on change de jeu. C'est bon, non! Atterris ailleurs!
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino-Yask in the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that
Oh, j'ai
point.
pas envie du coup.
Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proof.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with two 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as two 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Home in time for dinner.
But if anything goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast,
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Je peux dire ou pas? Je peux parler? Non, parce qu'en fait, ma première expérience MGS quand j'étais jeune, c'était... J'étais dans la jungle, il y avait un carton, il y avait un bonhomme, il arrêtait pas de me choper, j'ai quitté le jeu. Oh, expérience, 5 minutes. Re-Adius. J'avais oublié, moi, que celui-là était dans la jungle. En même temps, le titre s'appelle Snake Eater. Après, j'ai joué au 1 ou au 2, donc... Ouais, c'est ça, c'est ça. Depuis, ça va le faire afro, tu vois. L'eau a coulé sous les ponts. Je vais te montrer, mini coquille, comment on fait. Ça va être beau. Ça, c'est celui qu'on a vu dans le trailer du remake, là? Où il a la tête dans la vase, là, et c'est super.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
Bah, il s'appelle déjà
You're
Snake
not
depuis
to
le 1.
mention
Ah oui,
your
mais
real
c'est
name.
parce que Snake... Ça, c'est celui d'avant. Bah, comment
You
ça,
don't
je m'appelle
like
Snake?
snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one
C'est
before.
le
haven't you?
premier, celui-là,
In
c'est ça?
survival training.
I'm
Et
glad
comment
to
ça
hear
se fait
that.
qu'il a l'air plus
I
vieux?
don't know if I'd ever order one
Que dans
at
le
a
un.
restaurant, but
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
what about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major.
Pardon, il s'appelle
This
Tom.
will be
Oh là.
a sneaking mission. You
Quel
must
nom de
not be
code?
seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear?
Ouais, je me
This
suis fait
kind of
karma 2
infiltration
secondes.
is the Fox unit's
Elles ont foutu le
special.
bordel dans le garage.
In other words, weapons and equipment to procure on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake
Et
was
Major
your
Tom,
idea
c'est dans
of a
Pokémon,
joke,
on
too.
connaît.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, How exactly am I
Je vais aller voir
supposed
les
to
chats
feed
quand même, hein,
myself?
parce que...
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
Ça va? T'as fait des bêtises?
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy
T'as fait des
and press
bêtises?
the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you. If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Oh là là, ça y est, mon cauchemar commence. Salut Bird. Manger de la nourriture. Pas encore mangé. Goût inconnu. Mange. Rien dans la cage. Quelle cage? De quoi il parle? Mais laisse-moi! Au secours! Ah, c'est bon. Je reviens, je vais juste aller voir si les chats vont bien. Ils ont fait tomber je sais pas quoi dans le garage. Je vais juste aller voir si Céleste va bien. Palico, elle est revenue, l'air de dire oh, bah, il s'est rien passé. Mais je vais aller voir quand même si Céleste, elle a un truc ou pas. J'arrive. Ma vie ressemble à rien. Ma vie ressemble à rien. Il y a Céleste qui m'a regardée. Elle est assise sur des cartons. Je vous mens pas, des cartons. Ok, c'est super. Bon. Waouh. C'est quoi des éclats kaki? Je sais pas me relever, donc je vous propose de faire le jeu comme ça. Waouh! Attendez, les touches sont inversées. Bas, c'est pour avancer et haut, c'est pour reculer. Voilà, ça c'était mon expérience MGS à l'époque. Il peut pas courir, cet homme-là? C'est mes débuts, hein. Oui, bah je ne sais pas, écoutez. Ah, il y a des grenouilles. Hein? Salut ta sœur. Ah, il y a des champignons. Bon bah voilà, j'ai trouvé... En fait, c'est pas un jeu d'infiltration, c'est un jeu de récolte. Ça bouge là dans les hautes herbes. Ah, c'est moi. Il sait pas courir. D'accord, j'avais oublié qu'il existait des joysticks. Bon, ah, c'est bon, je sais jouer. Oh, ça y est, ça commence.
Snake, where do you think you're going? You can't expect to proceed with the mission without any weapons or equipment. First, you'll need to recover your backpack. It's caught on a tree to the south.
Salut
Press
Akira.
the action button to climb the tree and retrieve your backpack. Is that clear?
Mais il est là, mon sac. Je l'ai vu. J'avance avec le pad. C'est pour ça. Ah. Voilà, au secours. Monte. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait avec ses oreillettes, là? Oh là là. D'accord, triangle. Alors Snake, on a raté la branche. Salut les goblasts. Oh là là. Oh bah on n'est pas prêt de finir le jeu, hein. Moi je vous le dis. Hein. Arrête de te coller. Saute. C'est une catastrophe. J'en ai marre d'avoir cette vue. Attendez, attendez. Hop. C'est bon. Ok, c'est bien. Et après? Qu'est-ce qu'on fait, Snake? Ah, il redescend. Est-ce qu'on peut couper l'arbre, sinon ça ira plus vite? Salut, ma gueule. Merci pour le raid. Qu'est-ce qu'il me veut, lui? Allô?
The backpack is on the
Merci pour le raid, comment ça va?
on that tree, right? Walk along the branch and get it. Be careful not to fall.
Marche le long
à
l'aide de Y. J'ai pas de touche sur ma manette. Ah. Salut Eterak. Salut, ça a été ton stream? Oui, ça va, ça se passe bien. Allô? Ça par contre, ça change pas. Hein. Salut Emile. Ouais, elle est trop bien ma manette en plus.
In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this
Tu faisais
mission.
tes speedrun RE du coup?
After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone.
Pourquoi faire un
So don't get
silencieux?
too trigger happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste.
Ah, ils vont pas être déçus avec moi.
Bullets and cartridges too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. You can't let anyone see you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word. And there'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
Oh là
How
là.
generous of you.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça encore?
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So, how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
Ah bah c'était évident, on est mort, mais il faut quand même prendre une...
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
Ça a l'air d'être...
You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your
Bon
hands.
app, Resident Spider. Bon app, merci pour le raid.
Army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance.
Ça, mais...
The first member of the support team will be in charge of
rien, y a
monitoring
trop
your
d'infos.
physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
Paramédic.
As in a
Salut,
medic who comes
enchanté.
in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call
Oh,
you
John
Jack
Doe
for
et pas
short.
Tarzan.
You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save,
Peut-être
send
ils
a
ont dû faire
message over the
Tarzan et Jane
reserved save frequency.
pour justifier John Doe et Jane Doe, non?
140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
The boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me.
Oh.
Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72
Bah, il a
days,
tout compté
and
là. Roi,
18
qu'est-ce qui se passe?
hours.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret mission.
Hmm.
You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission. A soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You're a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
being patriotic?
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president
En
and the
5 ans,
top brass
78 jours
won't
et
be there
18 heures,
forever.
effectivement.
Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your
Il s'appelle
codename is
David.
Snake. It suits you well.
Dave,
That's right.
pardon.
The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to
Il
hear
fait
your
au moins
voice
nuit,
again.
là, je pense.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC? Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember. After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Ça va falloir vraiment
Where are
s'infiltrer
you,
dans celui-là.
boss? Next to the major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
My frequency is 141.80.
Ouais, non, ça
Call
va
me
faire.
if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Oui, oui, une mission furtive, oui.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
Oula. Bah non, pas ça, justement.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Que fait-il? Ok. Bon. Alors. Ok, la feuille est morte. C'est bon. On va sauvegarder.
Saving the game, Snake?
Oui, oh, vous avez beaucoup parlé, donc moi je suis fatiguée. « 33 minutes et j'ai même pas joué. Non, ça va pas la
You
tête.
ever heard of Godzilla King
Oh
of
non,
Monsters?
madame.
No, what is it?
It's a movie. You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Quoi?
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a
Il
Japanese
y a
movie,
Céleste qui
but they
pleure.
made an American
Je
version
vous laisse avec
too.
Godzilla, j'arrive, il y a
I
Céleste qui
recommend
pleure.
seeing the
Je vais
original
voir si elles ont des
Japanese one if
croquettes.
you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course! Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well,
Ils ont pas fini encore. Oh là là.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
Pou, pou, pou. Ah, il y a un papillon. On peut l'attraper ou pas? Oula. Waouh. Ah, je peux monter? Attends. Range-moi ça, là, on n'a pas besoin. Compte. Il veut pas monter. Je vois, il y a des trucs là-bas. Oh non! Ah, ça se met en mode cinématique, pourquoi? C'est le Arsène. C'est reposant pour l'instant. C'est un crocodile? Waouh! Waouh! J'avais pas vu qui... Salut! Il est beau! Ah, tu me disais bien. Je suis en mission d'infiltration! Laisse-moi! Je vais me faire défoncer par un crocodile. Pardon! Je le laisse tranquille, je le laisse tranquille. C'est le champignon. Bon, ça va, ils sont mignons un peu. Je suis morte, je suis morte. Non, c'est bon. C'est un serpent. On peut le manger du coup? Ça me fume comme... Ça me fume comment il s'envole vers d'autres cieux. T'as l'impression que les bêtes c'est des ovnis, tu sais. Bon, c'est là que j'ai arrêté à l'époque. Hein.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage.
Le camouflage.
Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The
Ah ouais?
uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if
Je
you
vois pas ce que
crawl
tu veux dire.
instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed. You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the camo index. The camo index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Camouflage. Alors, petit skin forêt. Oh bah ça va, je suis à plus 30. Ça va. Alors si je me mets comme ça c'est pour aller dans la lave. Bon bah ça va, il te le dit si t'es à moins 40% et tout. Dans la lave, t'imagines? Comment on se lève? Ah, avec la cam, elle est mal placée? Je sais pas trop où je pourrais la mettre. J'arrive pas à l'attraper, la cam en plus. Là. Peut-être si je me mets là? Je sais pas trop. Bah, c'est pas moi. Hop là, regardez, hop. C'est personne. Mais alors vraiment... Alors vraiment, il y a personne.
Nobody here.
Bah bien sûr qu'il y a personne, je te l'avais dit. Va-t'en! C'est un mulot, c'est personne. Allez, va-t'en. Psst. Un mulot de jungle. Allez. Attendez, je vais faire le tour. Cours. Cours. Mais relève-toi. C'est bon. Personne. Bah oui, t'as des visions, bien sûr. Ça, c'est la jungle, c'est la déshydratation. On peut se cacher là-dedans? Oh, stylé! Est-ce qu'on peut se cacher en tronc d'arbre? Là, je suis cachée, là. Oh, y a rien. Oh, bah alors c'est pas moi, déjà, en plus. Et regardez. Hop. Voilà. Alors là, vraiment, personne peut me voir. Ah, c'est faux. C'est... Bonjour. Vous allez bien? Attendez, je cours, je change d'écran. Ah. C'est bon, je suis là, c'est bon. Hop là. Hop là. Regardez-le. Hop, mais où est-il? Salut Sinkoryu. C'est plus tu vas me backseat et moins je vais faire ce que tu vas me dire. Et je vais pas m'infiltrer non plus. Ce sont des éditions très spécifiques. Salut Frosty. Mais ils m'ont trouvé. Bon, arrêtez n'importe quoi. Vraiment. Hop là, hop là. Arrête. Bah, oh là là, on est fichu. Ah, peut-être que je peux monter dans l'arbre. Je suis une pomme. Je suis une pomme. Je suis une pomme. Oh non, comment je vais faire? Oh non. Est-ce que vous aimez le cercle du soleil, messieurs? Regardez, hop là. Hop. Moi, je pense que suite à toutes ces hop là, hop là, hop là. Hop là. Êtes-vous impressionné? Oui, par ce spectacle incroyable du cercle du soleil. Enfin, que faire? Et regardez, hop, tel le cercle du soleil, je m'en vais. Bonjour messieurs, vous allez bien? Bah écoute... Allô? Oh, je vais me faire engueuler. Oh, mon patron!
Snake, do you read? Snake.
Oh, je vais me faire... Oh, je vais faire... Oh, ça va super!
I'm okay.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
No, I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Huh?
It means there's no backup, no cavalry. If you're taken out, nobody is there to take your place.
Oh, la pression qu'ils me mettent!
Pull out for now and recuperate.
Find a hiding place and get some rest. Your life gauge will gradually recover with time. But the speed of your life gauge recovery depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me?
Oui, oh bah là, il y a 4 soldats qui sont autour de moi, donc je vais bien me reposer.
Hear me?
I hear you.
Messieurs, faut que j'aille me reposer, ils ont dit les patrons. À tout à l'heure. Au revoir, messieurs. Je pars en pause. Ils ont dit c'est ma pause. À tout à l'heure. On va manger. Tu sais, faut que j'aille par là, non? Allez, salut, je pars en pause. Je vais aller manger mon sandwich. Pas du tout. Là, c'est un bon endroit pour manger son sandwich. Il me voit, hein? Hop là! Attendez, je peux manger un encas. Oh, faut que je mange ça. Oh là là, ça s'appelle coprin noir d'encre. Qu'est-ce qui peut mal se passer si je mange ça? D'accord. Oh, le Snake Eater. Ça s'appelle Snake Eater, le jeu. Manger n'importe quel serpent. Ah ouais? Ah, il aime pas les grenouilles. En même temps, c'est un peu dégueulasse, Snake, de manger des trucs comme ça. Ah! Trop bien, un pont. Bonsoir, messieurs. Je suis morte. Bon, à courir, c'est bien aussi, hein. Snake is dead. Oh non, ils peuvent me backseat, hein. Je ferai absolument tout le contraire de ce qu'on me dit, hein. MGS, la commu, elle est juste affreuse. En termes de backseat et de découverte, tu peux rien faire, donc... Plus vous me direz de faire un truc et moi je le ferai. Salut Nicoton. Hop. Oh! Kojima, il a pas aimé ma strat! Kojima, il a pas aimé ma strat! Oh! Wow! Ah, t'imagines? Non, faut que je recommence tout, là? Normalement, ça devrait remettre le jeu. C'est des Argoulov. Bon, j'avais save juste avant de faire le truc des camouflages et tout, je crois. Par contre, si le jeu il plante H24, ça va être compliqué, hein. Ça va et toi? Ouais, j'avais save juste après le speech de tout... Waouh, waouh, waouh. Donc là, pour l'instant, les soldats ne m'ont jamais vu. C'est bien. Là, il y a mon premier soldat, je crois. C'est pas des soldats, ce sont des crocos. Est-ce qu'on meurt si on va trop dans la gadoue? J'ai l'impression, hein. On est marre? On est marre. J'aime trop la musique. La musique en mode yeah. Bon, je teste, hein, je teste des trucs. Bon, les serpents, ça redonne de l'endurance. Voilà. C'est que j'ai pas les bottes camouflage boue.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
On peut passer votre discours? Oui, on peut passer le discours. Ah! Je vais sauvegarder tout de suite. Est-ce qu'ils vont reparler de Godzilla ou je sais pas quoi?
Saving the game, Snake?
Oui, par contre, vite, parce que là, il y a des soldats, donc on discute pas. Hein. Salut Métadaron, pardon, je t'avais pas vu. Je regarde pas trop le chat quand j'essaie de me sortir de la mouise. Bon, il parlait encore de films, je crois. C'est les recos de films de Kojima. Je peux rentrer dans le tronc d'arbre? Ah, alors peut-être... Bonjour, je sais que vous me voyez, mais vous faites semblant que vous avez la flemme, vous êtes en pause. Dans 5 minutes, c'est la pause, il a la flemme. Je comprends. Bon, ça se passe bien pour l'instant. Ah ouais, mais en fait, c'est soit t'es à genoux, soit... il faut, en fait, il faut appuyer 2 fois pour... Voilà. Je trouve plus le chemin, par contre. C'est pas là. Il y a un cadeau, là. Ok. Wow, mais comment je passe, là? Une run pacifique? Ils m'ont dit, moins j'attaque et mieux ce sera. Du coup, oui. Bonjour, monsieur. Jusqu'où va-t-il aller? Moi, je suis sûre, il va marcher pile poil devant moi. Pile poil, pile poil. Arrête-toi! C'est bien, il prend les petits chemins. Oh non, il va buter à l'arbre, là. À quel moment ça passe, ça? Ah! Il y a l'autre. Il y a juste... Il y a juste ma tête qui dépasse en mode « Salut les gars !» Mais non, tout va bien, je suis cachée. Salut, ça va? c'est pas mal, hein. Ah, c'est là qu'il faut que j'aille, en face. Ça passera jamais. Il n'y a absolument rien ici. C'est une grenouille. Bien sûr que t'as des visions. Merci, Métadaron, pour les 5e mois. Merci beaucoup. Bon, en fait, les Metal Gear, vraiment, c'est un contenu, je le prends pas du tout au sérieux. J'ai juste envie de me défouler, j'ai juste envie de rigoler, j'ai juste envie qu'on se marre. Et j'ai juste envie de tester plein de trucs nuls, même si ça passe pas, tu vois. Je m'en fous. Vraiment, le but, c'est de se marrer, en fait. Oh, c'était si bien... J'étais si bien cachée. Salut, coup de poteau. Bon, bah écoutez, messieurs, moi, je me suis infiltrée sur un écran. J'ai bien compris que... voilà. Comment tu passes le pont en infiltration, sérieux? Ça va, vous? Bonjour. Dans tous ces champignons, je ne peux pas cueillir. Je ne fais que passer, faites pas attention à moi. Ça passe. Tout le monde est au courant que je suis là, mais ça passe.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
C'est quoi RB?
I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Si, mais souvent quand je finis un jeu en mi-stream, on choisit quand même.
They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive.
On choisit quand
You
même.
must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
Ok. On va save, bien sûr.
Do you want to save?
Oui?
Snake?
Oh, madame! Oh, c'est si long, c'est si long. Je peux me camoufler en sol? Moins 40, ok. Personne me verra, c'est sûr. Dans la vraie vie, je suis sûre, ça marche pas. Genre, vous êtes camouflé comme ça au milieu. Je suis sûre, il y a quelqu'un qui vous dit hey, fais pas le con, là, je te vois. Hein. Mais pas dans MGS, vous avez vu? Pas dans MGS. Ok. Salut Boca. J'ai cru que c'était moi qui faisais à chaque fois que j'avançais. Je me dis quand même... C'est grave reposant, mine de rien, ce bruitage là de jungle.
Hein?
Non, je suis une brique! La lave! Équipement lave! Oh non! Oh, y'a rien! Oh merde! Mince, mince. Est-ce qu'on peut se camoufler en... On peut se camoufler en machine? Il n'y a pas de camouflage machine. Comment ça, nu? Ah ouais, Snake, il est en mode séduction, quoi. C'est bon, là, je suis une machine. Pas du tout. Bon, c'est fini l'infiltration. Waouh, waouh, ils sont 12. Bah non! Oh, quel tricheur, je vous vois, arrête, je suis la pro du camouflage. Qu'est-ce qu'il raconte? Allô?
Major, I'm in front of Sokolov's cell, but the door
C'est peut-être parce qu'il y a tout le monde. Quelle est la condition? Oh, tout va bien. Oh voilà, il y a personne là.
I already said you can't contact Sokolov during battle.
Oh merde, il va
Don't
falloir
you
qu'on se
listen to
cache.
people when they're talking?
Putain, je me fais engueuler
Well,
H24.
anyway, the reason that door won't open is probably because Sokolov is blocking it himself. He's scared, and no wonder. In order to break Sokolov out of there, you'll need his cooperation as well.
Mais c'est pas
Stop
moi!
scaring him.
Mais tu arrêtes de lui faire peur de rien du tout.
Disengage the enemy. Once things have stabilized, try it again. Got it?
Bon, excusez-moi, messieurs, mais il faut que je me mette en non-alerte. Si vous pouviez arrêter de bouger et de me suivre, j'ai une mission à accomplir. Bon, comment on les emmène? Est-ce qu'on peut les emmener dans la jungle, là où il y a les crocodiles, se faire bouffer? Est-ce que c'est possible? Je ressemble pas du tout à un arbre, là. Mon Dieu, comment je vais faire? Arrêtez! J'ai pas envie de vous tuer, je suis censée être en infiltration. Qu'est-ce qu'il me veut?
Snake, do you read? Snake!
Major.
Snake, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're
pas du-
far from okay.
Oh, bah oui, on connaît. Faut que j'aille me reposer. Attendez, je sais, j'ai une idée. On a une pilule qui s'appelle feindre la mort. Attendez, je sais. Comment on fait pour mourir? Oh non, je suis mort! Oh là 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 là! Voilà, je suis... Oh là là, mon Dieu! Ah merde. Ah ouais, c'est vraiment... Ça dure 3 secondes. Ouais, Snake, il se brille. Ah ouais, là, je suis... Ah, je suis RP. Oh non. Ah ouais, vraiment, c'est genre feindre la mort, mais 1 seconde, quoi. Putain, je m'en étais bien sortie jusqu'à ce que je devienne une brique, en fait. Bon, de rien, Capi. Ça va être beau mercredi. Hein. Là, c'est une mise... c'est une prise en main. Mais alors, mercredi... Je sais pas comment on va faire. Hein. Ça marche, Akira. Bonne journée. Bah, moi, c'est pareil. Je pars au travail. Je commence dans 1 heure le boulot. Donc, d'ici 14h, encore une petite demi-heure. Et puis, on arrêtera. Demain, on fait du Tales of toute la journée. D'ailleurs, on a un boss à battre. Et j'ai pas farmé. J'ai pas trop eu le temps ce week-end en même temps. En fait, je voulais vraiment passer par là, mais je crois que je me suis fait choper. Merci Akira pour Mocha, merci beaucoup. C'est vrai Capi. Oh bah voilà. Bon, tu sais, les live MGS, vraiment, comme dit, les gens qui backseat et tout, ça sert à rien. C'est vraiment, c'est vraiment des lives, ils sont faits pour décompresser et rigoler en fait. Vraiment, les gens qui prennent le jeu au sérieux sur ma chaîne, ils vont être grave déçus en fait.
Hein?
Mais c'était personne en fait. Putain, mais en fait, j'ai pas le droit de passer par là. Bon, écoutez, s'il n'y a pas de témoin. Comment on tire? Micro directionnel pouvant capter des sons très faibles. Ah ouais? Appuyez sur X pour viser. Viens, viens tranquilliser. Dors. J'ai un truc pour... Quand est-ce qu'il dort, cet homme-là? Ouais, j'ai peur d'utiliser la pilule de mort, moi. Mais dors, bon Dieu! Bon sang de bois. Oh bah, toi aussi, dors. Toi aussi. Et toi aussi. Allez, dormez tous. Bonne nuit! Il y en a pas un seul qui veut dormir. Comment ça, il a fait genre en mode yeah! Il s'est endormi, mais genre 50 ans plus tard, j'en peux plus. Oh non, la fougère m'attaque! Ouais, la strat brique, c'est pas fou. Hein. Salut Rumonski. Il dort ou pas? Donc, ok, il y en a un qui fait dodo. Par contre, en vrai, les musiques, je les trouve géniales. Il y en a un, il me regarde là-bas, je le vois. Je l'ai touché ou pas? Est-ce que je le touche d'ici déjà? Faut savoir. Il dort ou pas? Bon, toi, t'as double dose, hein. Ah, il n'y a plus de musique! Ça veut dire que je peux courir. Oula. Je l'ai raté! Arrête! Ah non! Vas-y, vite ton chargeur sur le... Comment ça, QG? Mais non, t'en as un autre. Dors! J'envoie des renforts, n'importe quoi! Ah, c'était bien... C'était bien parti. Je suis là. Je suis là. Tu me vois? Bah oui, il y a un problème. Regardez, votre collègue, il dort au lieu de travailler. Ils s'en foutent, ils sentent rien. Mais bon sang, mais dors. Oh, j'en peux plus, il a failli dormir. Oh, comment je fais pour m'en sortir, moi? C'est qui ça? Ah non, c'est pas... Je croyais que c'était un gars, mais non. Pardon, je me moque. Attendez, je vais me camoufler en machine. En brique. Brique Minecraft. Vous pariez combien qu'il va rester 5 secondes et il y a un Jean-Mi qui va arriver, qui va me voir? J'ai réussi! Oh, vous avez vu, l'infiltration, ça me connaît, hein. Bon, l'autre, il est sur son petit feu, là. C'est Wesker.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No.
Non, je suis une brique. Ah non, un agent de la CIA, pardon.
I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
Le rideau de fer, bah voilà, Game of Thrones.
You're CIA.
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of Gru. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt?
C'est exact.
Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize
Oh,
control
j'espère que ça va
of
pas
the
durer 30
motherland.
minutes parce qu'il faut que j'aille au travail après.
Ever
Hein.
since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU.
GRU.
He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
Il fait peur, votre monsieur, là.
The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. Volgin will come, I'm sure of it. You must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
By the way, Your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts?
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
Attends,
What
faut que
about
je
the
le...
sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
Oh, quel mytho,
What
Snake.
about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Il était obligé d'éliminer tout le monde, tu sais. Regardez, ils font dodo. Salut Farjol, ouais, c'est un peu ça. Qu'est-ce qu'il essaie de faire du kung-fu, lui, à côté, ou... Ok. Oui, oh, c'est impressionnant, dis donc. C'est ça que j'aurais dû faire tout à l'heure pour passer dans la jungle. Oh! Vu? Lui aussi, c'était une brique! Oh non. Mais toi, tu les vois pas, Snake.
Freeze!
Oh no. Alors, le kung-fu? On attend?
So this is the legendary boss.
Oh là là. Ocelot.
Huh? We meet at last.
On connaît, hein.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. Huh. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Mais j'en peux plus. Les persos, ils flexent tout le temps.
Soldier?
En fait, ils sont tous jeunes, sauf Snake, qui est tout le temps vieux.
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Snake, il vieillit plus. Un gamin.
Sokolov is ours. Now get out of here.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
Voilà, ça y est, il va faire du kung-fu lui aussi. Ouais, j'ai fait pareil, mais avec des trucs pour dormir. Les ricochets, ça il connaît bien, hein. Wow, gratos ça. Hein. Lui, il est en mission d'infiltration, donc...
Can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Faut que je le batte? Bon, oui, mais il est 13h47 au slot. Plus tard, demain. Mercredi, pardon. Mercredi matin, si tu vas à 9h, on se donne rendez-vous.
You're not the boss, are you?
Wow. Ah, je m'attendais pas à ça.
What is that stance? Huh. That gun.
Ça fait pas d'année.
If you're not the boss, then die.
Ah ouais, non, mais parce que là, je suis obligée de gagner suite à ce qui vient de... Ah, bah c'est bon, vas-y. Oh, une petite clé de bras, là. Arrête de crier, toi, je suis en train de gagner. C'est quoi ça? C'est qui est en camouflage, là? Lui, il est en camouflage au slot. Ah, vraiment, ça m'arrange que ce soit la cinématique qui fasse tout ça. Hein. Heureusement qu'on a dit mission d'infiltration et qu'il doit pas se faire repérer. Hein. Oula, qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Il a virus T, non? Oula, il mute. Oh non, il s'est fait endormir. Attendez, ça va ricocher où? Parce que c'est la balle de slot, hein, donc ça va ricocher dans la tête. Non? S'il la lance avec les dents, je casse tout.
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do, but testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place.
On a joué à MGS1, fais pas trop le malin. C'est lui qui lui a donné tous les conseils pour après être super fort.
You filthy American dog.
Bah, c'est stylé en vrai les cinématiques, hein.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Il a mangé la pilule de feindre la mort. On connaît la technique aussi.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov too. Apparently they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Faut que je cours. Ok. Bon. Déjà, je vais sauvegarder.
Do you want to save?
Faut que je fasse gaffe parce que le jeu, il a planté une fois déjà. Ouais, je vais m'arrêter là parce que je m'attends encore à ce qu'il y ait une cinématique de 15-20 minutes, donc je vais pas prendre le risque. Bon, il parle de film à chaque fois. Hein. Donc voilà. Écoutez, je m'arrête là parce que je dois aller travailler dans une demi-heure à peine. Donc du coup, voilà, c'est un avant-goût de ce qui nous attend mercredi. Du coup, ça va être super.